Is that how you come up with that flamenco part that you gave Hotel California?
If you think about back in the 90s, everybody was doing their unplugged versions of their hits. So Henley wanted to have a portion in the show that was unplugged version. Now, when I wrote the music for Hotel California, it was never intended to be on acoustic guitar. It was intended to be plugged into some amps and turned up, and Joe and I just go toe to toe with each other, right? That's what it was written for. So we get on the sound stage over at Warner Brothers, and there's a full orchestra with us, and there's recording trucks and about 20 cameras videoing this thing. So we do a sound check, and at the end of sound check, Henley says, Hotel, it needs a special introduction. I went, well, what are you going to say? He said, no, you need to just make up something.
Just make up something to one of the greatest songs of all time right now.
That was the task. I was assigned that. It was one of those moments where you just make it up on the spot. And thank God I'd learned to improvise when I was living in New York City in a jazz fusion rock band called Flow. So we walk out on stage, they're rolling this thing live. It's the first time. It's like, well, I hope I'm funny. I make up one, and then we film the show twice. We emptied the audience and put another audience in, and we recorded it twice for a live audience. The second time I just made up a different one. I couldn't remember what I'd played the first time, so okay, I hope I'm funny, take two. We got in the studio and listened to the two introductions, and the one that you hear on the record was by far the best of the two. Sometimes the first thing that comes out of you is by far the best,
Yeah, and it ends up being an iconic moment in itself. That's funny how that happens.
I think that's the only song in history by the same band. Same band recorded that song twice. It was nominated for Grammys both times. It was like, we already gave us a Grammy for that song once.